All right, so we're about to have a conversation, like I said, that affects a lot of women. And so if you're a woman or you have a woman in your life, obviously everybody has a woman in their life. So it's important for you to sit back, relax, and enjoy this conversation. We're going to be talking about uterine fibroids. So fibroids are non-cancerous growths that actually develop in or out of the uterus, and they come in different sizes and different numbers. So right now we are about to talk to Rachel Hesemate, 2023 Best Practicing Midwife for Greater Accra Region, on the causes of fibroid, the symptoms, and if there are any medical, remedies to help anyone that is going through this. All right, hello, Rachel.
Hi.
How are you?
Good morning.
Hi, thank you.
2023 Best Practicing Midwife. Congratulations.
Congrats.
on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so now, obviously, this affects a lot of women.
A lot
of women, and there are a lot of people that get anxiety only by hearing conversations.
The diagnosis,
Yes. So, what are uterine fibroids?
So thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Fibroid is a growth that is non-cancerous, that in the womb and outside of the womb. So the main cause of the fibroid is really unknown, but they start to grow, either inside of the uterus or outside of the uterus. However, there are some risk factors that come in play that can prone you in getting the fibroids. We'll start with the race. So research has proven that African women are highly at risk of having fibroids.
Wow.
Highly at risk of having fibroids. And then when we come down to family, we inherit a lot of things from our family. So if it runs through the family, a mother has, a sister has, one auntie somewhere has, then it's likely that you are also at risk of getting the fibroid. And then down to the age. Back in the day, we know before you would go get fibroid or diagnose someone of having fibroid, the woman is way above 40, 45.
Right.
But now, fibroid doesn't respect the age at all,
Yeah.
as low as 14 years.
What?
Yes.
You said
14.
Teenagers.
14, 18,
Oh my God.
20, 22. Just as the 27-year-old got a fibroid removed because
Wow.
where it is affects conception. So she came, and she was we'll come to the symptoms, but the symptoms made her come to the hospital. And then after thorough examination, it has to be removed. So the age now, a lot of things, our food, our water, a lot of things are coming into play to affect women when it comes to fibroid. And then we'll look at early menarche. One may ask what early menarche is. Now, having started your menses at a very early age, like 9, like 10,
I can't relate.
like 11.
I also cannot
I
relate.
can't relate. Like a very long time.
So, but we have young ladies starting their menses at that early. They are at risk
9,
of
10.
at risk of getting the fibroid, and then also being exposed to oral contraceptive at a very early age. Oral medication at a very, contraceptive at a very early age. So you see young people patronizing the oral contraceptive. Often they are just taking it without...
They take it like Panadol, like chewing gum.
Especially the emergency one.
Yeah.
Mommy, pee. Pee back home. You go tomorrow.
Yeah, so for a very long time, having been introduced to this oral contraceptive, you are at risk. And then we look at the parity. When we say parity, having been getting pregnant and then delivering. So as someone who has gone through pregnancy for at least 5 months, even if it doesn't end having a baby, has a low risk of getting fibroid than someone who hasn't gone through the period of pregnancy. So you have no child, you are 35 and above, and the uterus hasn't experienced that process. You are likely to have fibroid. These key things prone us. And then obesity. All the conditions you can name, you can't take obesity out. Alcoholic, taking alcohol. One of my obstetricians would say that not even the BS, can prone us in getting the fibroid. So these are key risk factors that can prone women in getting the fibroid. And then we move to the signs and symptoms. What will prompt you that, okay, this could be fibroid. We usually don't go to the hospital for medical checkup unless something pushes us to go. And women sometimes, in our family, we bleed a lot. We bleed. It's part of us. My mom bleed, my auntie, my younger sister, so it's very normal. Again, this week, a woman who has gone through this surgery and got it removed, I had a conversation with her and her daughter. And according to her, she has been bleeding for a while. And then
so
that's how they look like?
Yes, that's the fibroid being taken out. So viewers' discretion. That's the fibroid itself.
Viewers' discretion.
Yes. So the size can be as small as seed and can grow as big as watermelon.
Ooh.
So you have someone watermelon.
Wow.
Yes.
More like baby.
Yes. So you have someone who appears so looking like she's pregnant.
Yeah.
But she's not.
So
it's a fibroid.
So at this point, we should really be careful in telling people, oh, congratulations, you're pregnant.
Yeah, right. You may never know what the person is going through.
So just keep quiet.
So you have heavy bleeding. So you're changing pad more than 3-4 in a day. So that they confined me, said, when I'm about to menstruate, then I'm worried because the number of pads I'll be changing.
And people really think sometimes it's normal, though.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That
and
in the family we bleed, it's normal.
It's heavy flow.
Yes,
heavy
it's
flow.
heavy flow.
Yes.
I've eaten a lot of sugar this month. That's why.
So that is what is causing it. Come and let's tell you that, okay, because of the diet you are, that is what is causing it.
Wow.
So bleeding, the second case told me, said, I've been bleeding for 12 days, 15 days.
You said?
Wow.
Yes. This is a life story. I just last week, Thursday.
12 days?
Yes, 12 days. So she came to the hospital. We did
2
other,
weeks.
other tests, and then we realized that, okay, there's fibroid in there, and it could be causing
this actually makes me think, the woman with the issue of blood in the Bible. What if she was having fibroids?
Fibroids.
I mean, there were no doctors and things that time, but
Chris, really?
it could be.
And then having a irregular menstrual flow, and most ladies
So
really.
it could be very heavy flow, and very long flow, or irregular.
Irregular means maybe in 6 months for a row. First month your
You will
menses,
have,
2-3 months it doesn't happen.
Hey.
It comes another month. I mean, it's irregular, and you think, oh, because maybe I'm not sexually active, or I'm not married, or I don't have a partner. I don't really
think
mind.
These conversations need to be had because, there are so many misconceptions that people have about, their periods. Like when some people don't get their periods, they're like, oh, because I'm not married, I'm not having regular sex. Oh, it's the ones that have sex that have periods.
Oh, I'm eating something that delayed my period.
So I think we need to have these conversations more and more because even when I was in junior high, I can remember a friend of mine not having her periods. So it sounded normal. And because nobody went to the gynae at that time, well, okay, she doesn't have it.
It will come. Just wait. Give
So
it
the
time.
problem is identified when maybe they are ready to conceive and they've tried and tried, it's not happening, then they come to the hospital. Then we'll pick up certain problems. It could be fibroid, it could be polycystic ovarian syndrome,
endometriosis and all
things affecting women. So we shouldn't neglect such symptoms. And then also pain after sexual intercourse or during sexual intercourse. Okay, you shouldn't just say that, okay, maybe this week I'm stressed, so that's why I'm having the pain. It's been consistent. You should come to the hospital and then let's get you examined. If you notice these key signs and symptoms, and then absence of the menses, completely. You've not hit menopause yet, but the menses are not coming because I'm freeborn too, so you really don't mind. It's very, very, very important.
But is this thing life-threatening?
It becomes life-threatening when our people don't come to us and then they seek for other help, like the herbals.
Yeah.
So again, the 27-year-old who had hers removed last week said when she came to the hospital and she was diagnosed, the auntie took her to a herbalist to get the medication because they know that the herbal will sort it out.
Now, that's a problem I have with some of our oldies, no disrespect to any of them, but many a times when women complain about these things and they get diagnosed, they're like, oh, I know one herbal medicine that can shrink it. You don't have to go through the surgical process, because they put the whole fear of surgery in our minds so bad, so that one doesn't want to get under the knife, to get a surgery, to get fibroids removed. Wow.
So the lady selling the herbalist, the herbal, told her that, you know what, I'm selling the herbal, but I want to tell you one truth, that the fibroids, by looking at your scan, what has been diagnosed, there is no fibroid medication or herbal medication that will shrink or melt your fibroids. So you need to go back to the hospital for it to be removed. So there is no medication. When you are being given medications to shrink it, then the size of it, we want it to reduce to help prevent difficulties technically during surgery. But not to melt the fibroid out completely.
Right.
I hope you all are listening though.
Because even the orthodox medications given to shrink, you don't have to be on it for a very long time. It has its own serious side effects. So if you are planning to go on a surgery next month or the other month, you'll be put on the medication to reduce the size, because I described that it can be, we saw in the picture, but it can be as big and weigh as a baby. So to help have a smooth surgery, you'll be giving the medication to reduce the size of the fibroid. So out there, the treatment for a fibroid, I needed to establish the fact that some are asymptomatic, meaning no symptoms. The fibroids are in there. They can be as small as a seed in there, but you are not getting any symptoms. No heavy flow, no painful abdominal pelvic pain, no irregular menstruation. It's just there. Such people, we don't need to touch it. We won't do anything to it. However, you'll be examined thoroughly if it won't affect conception. It won't affect the mode of delivery. Nothing. We leave it there to be there.
Wow. I think, and I fall into that category. I fall into that category because, like, I was having like cramps one time. Like, it was very painful. I didn't understand what was going on, and I went to check, and I was like, "How old then?" I forgot the age, and I went to check, and the woman was just checking, doing the whole thingy, the scan. She was like, "Oh, it seems," this is her accent, "Oh, it seems like we have a fibroid in there. Do you know that?" And I'm like, "I have a fibroid. Oh my God, I'm going to die." You know, the first time I came into my house, I'm going to die. Oh my God, what? And she was like, "No, you don't need to cry. A lot of African women have fibroids and they're living okay." I said, "Huh?" She said, "Yeah, it's normal among African women.
Very normal.
But it's just about you going to check yourself." So I go every year. I always have. I always go for a review.
Because it can grow.
Yes. So what I do is I measure the size every year. And next year, I try to compare to see if it's growing or not. So the good thing is that I realized, like you said, some of our diet and things, I realized that there are some things I had to cut out. And when I cut it out, it stopped growing. Or it shrunk. Like for me, I know red meat does not work for me. A lot of red meat. If I eat a lot of red meat, it will affect it. If I eat a lot of white bread, bread whites and white rice, it affects it. So when I cut all those things out, I was just
also stress. You know, when we are stressed, we release certain hormones, and then it also increases the growth. And stuff. So when you are stressed, you release hormones, cortisol. That one to also increase our hormones as women, estrogen, and that is what makes them grow. So stress also is important. We manage our stress.
Oh God, we need soft lives.
So. So being diagnosed of fibroid is not a death sentence. However, you need the right treatment. Don't go out there taking any medications. You don't know what constitutes that a medication. But you are taking it, but if they finish, you go to their room, they have bottles of it, taking it every day. Now it gets worse. You come, at the point you came in, it was a bad state. If we had to do surgery, some people think it was the fibroid, the surgery that you went through that caused it. But however, the medications you took had effect on your vital organs. So you go in there and then through the maybe either within, during, or after, you lose your life. And then they tend to classify that, hey, okay, you're fibroid, so I'm not going to go through it. but it is not the surgery.
Wow.
People have gone through it and they are doing very well. Those who die of it, you go and you do a autopsy or other investigation and realize that it wasn't the fibroid that killed them. However, some medications they took affected their heart, their kidneys, their livers, and other vital organs of the body.
So now, you're talking about surgery. I think there are 2 types of surgeries that they have for it, right?
It's the myomectomy. That's it. So if you are not pregnant, we just go in there and then either under the knife or a machine is used to go in there to take it out, depending on the size.
Oh.
Depending, of course, if it's big, let me use a baby weeks, 20 weeks old, or 28 weeks, or 30 weeks old, of course.
You can't use the machine.
We have to use
cut up.
to remove it. So it depends on the size. And that is why I said, come, let's give you the appropriate treatment, that this is the way to go, okay? Let your obstetrician discuss, your gynae discuss with you that, okay, we have to go through, and you have to be under the knife, or this is the other option, after a thorough examination has been carried out on you.
Now, you mentioned that when you are asymptomatic, you just leave the fibroids. In that case, do you leave the fibroids unattended to and advise a sort of lifestyle to manage it, or there are medications you give to the person to manage it? How is it done?
Well, the treatment we give is based on the signs and symptoms you present with. So this case, the fibroid is not giving you any problem, so you will be educated on lifestyle, okay, so that it will not grow or multiply. You can have just a single fibroid in there, and you can have multiple fibroids in there, cluster of it, one here, one there.
So what is this?
Yeah, so we brought in this just to give the description.
So when I saw that, I thought you also bring some white hair or something so we can eat it, you know.
So our womb is pear-shaped, okay. So when you take our womb, it's just pear-shaped this way, okay? And you can get the fibroid. So imagine this is the baby. Let me use this first. This is where the baby needs to grow, okay? And this is not the baby, but a fibroid is seated in here.
So the baby
and God has designed this side, prepared it, the endometrium and all that, they have what they go through for baby to grow. And there is fibroid in there, seated comfortably. So when there is fertilization, comes and then it drop here. Then they come and pass. So fertilization, again, because this place is occupied, it comes and settle here. That's not where it's prepared for me to grow. It comes and go away. So sometimes
then you keep wondering, oh, why am I not getting pregnant?
So when you come, and then a thorough examination is done. So maybe we picked up fibroid here, we picked some here, there's some here.
Yeah, so some are even out, right?
Up here and even outside of it. So your gynae will advise you, let's take the fibroid out, give you some space of 3 to 6 months, let the place heal, and then try conception again. And we've had people gone through first myomectomy, and then they gave themselves 1 year, some 6 months, try getting pregnant, and then they are good to go. Baby comes.
Now,
so
within that waiting period of maybe 6 months to 1 year, is it likely that the fibroids could grow again?
Well, I haven't observed or had such case before. They are being put on medication so that they don't get pregnant, and then also to control the hormones.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're being put on medication not to get pregnant so it can heal?
Yes.
So because
you've gone through the surgery, something has been taken out. Let's say a normal wound has been taken out
it has
there.
to heal.
The scar, yes, it has to heal before.
So what's the healing
you go through.
duration?
Well, healing process varies. Even we three here, it varies. So I can get a cut here, maybe by 2 weeks it's healed. You can get the same, but it will take about 3 weeks.
But
I
4 days in
Jesus'
Jesus' name.
Amen.
I can't be the longest.
So after myomectomy surgery, usually by 6 to 8 weeks, you should be fine. Okay, but we want the uterus to gain a lot of strength before you try getting pregnant. So there are cases where the fibroid is not in here, baby comes to grow, but there is fibroid out here. There is fibroid out here, and you want it out because maybe before it never interrupted conception, but was giving you some signs, symptoms you couldn't bear.
Some pains.
So the plan for delivery comes in here. Okay, let's plan for cesarean. We go in, we take out the baby,
and then
we
take out
the fibroids as well.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
So they are.
But
so
yeah, so you talked about asymptomatic ones. You understand people that don't even feel anything. So can someone just walk into maybe a lab and say, please, you know what, I want to just check
very
myself.
necessary. Very
They
necessary.
can do that,
Of which
right?
we advise that at least once a year or twice a year, you are not sick. Just walk to the hospital or any diagnostic center. Just get checked.
I'm looking at her because I told her you need to walk in.
You know, yesterday we were having this conversation.
Because I always walk into a hospital.
Yesterday we were having
check
this
myself,
conversation, and I was telling her that she's always going to the hospital.
You know,
Chris is always going to the hospital for one thing or the other. You are with Chris today, tomorrow she comes back, oh, I was in the hospital yesterday. The next time,
I just like to check
what's
myself.
wrong with you?
yeah. So at least twice a year, you visit and do a thorough check.
Checkup. Because the last time we were talking, I was like, I went for checkup. She said, why? What happened? I said, nothing. I just went for
checkup.
I do checkups too, but I don't think I do it as often as she does. She's almost always in the hospital, all the time. Not that she's sick, but you hear, you see her right now, the next moment, oh, I'm going to the hospital.
a small headache.
So,
let me go to the hospital before I self.
And that's good. Most people should adapt it because that is the problem we have. We wait till we are dying before we go to the hospital. And then just relate this to cesarean vaginal delivery when it comes to fibroids. So it's not all fibroids that could take you to the theater. You know, you have some that is out here. It's not blocking the space of your cervix, okay? So you will go through vaginal delivery under strict monitoring, okay?
That's without a baby?
No, but
that's
pregnant?
with the baby?
Yes, with the baby.
I'm like, are you going to do
No, with a baby.
Right.
I'm relating it to
pregnancy
now because people are like, when the moment I'm diagnosed with fibroid, then I'll go through cesarean section, but that's not it. It depends on where it is situated. So you come in and then you are examined, your gynae, your midwife will tell you where it is, it will interrupt delivery. However, during the delivery, we prepare because most who have fibroids are likely to bleed after delivery, so they are being monitored as well.
Right.
No, you were talking about the fact that when you have fibroids removed, to be able to conceive, you are giving medication so that you don't get pregnant for the fibroid, the surgical area to heal and all that. When fibroids are removed and you are not even looking at conceiving, is there a chance that the fibroids can grow back?
Yeah, there's that.
And
Yeah,
what are the
really
chances, or what's the duration? How does it
okay,
work?
so if I should have, let's say 10 women go through surgery, fibroids being removed, I got maybe one person having it being coming back again. Okay, it is there, but the percentage is
very low.
So that is where the advice comes in on lifestyle and things you should put in place so that you don't get reoccurrence. And then most gynae or obstetrician will advise that at a young age, if it's removed, they will advise you to try and have babies quickly, so that even if it comes again,
you know that
you take that out, you take the baby out, if possible, and you're done with your kids. They tell you know what, let's take everything out. Because
take everything
I mean the uterus, the woman, everything out. Yeah, we've had women come in. She had 2 surgeries for fibroids. And the first one, we took about 36.
Wait, what?
You know the picture I brought that is in the kidney dish? Yes. And then the second one, we took about
36 big ones?
No, small. I think that was part of the images I sent. And the second one too, we took quite a number. Yeah. So you'll be advised, looking at the age, maybe you are done with your kids, having children. Let's take the whole thing out so that you be free. Like however, those who haven't had children, they'll be advised to do that as quickly as possible.
Wow. So that's a picture on the screen right there. Wow. So that's the size of
fibroids. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm sure you've been, you know, in the surgery room and all that.
Yes.
How does it feel?
Oh, it feels like hard? A meat. Like a cow meat.
Oh,
okay. The texture, and some can go in when you press it. It's soft to touch.
Oh,
as well.
okay.
Yeah. Those the big ones feels heavy, and of course, I don't know how.
It's not like bone.
No.
So it's like meat.
No.
Soft.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say again.
This is so insightful. I think I will take a cue from this and then step in Chris's shoes. Maybe when you are going to the hospital.
You follow her to the hospital.
Girl,
I have to.
You gotta
And the
go.
advice to all women who have been diagnosed
Yeah.
of fibroids,
To keep
come
checking.
to the hospital.
Yeah.
Let's get it checked. For all you know where it is, you don't have to go through surgery. But the medication you are taking now, which is unprescribed, can
It's
lead
the
you
one
to
not
the other.
helping, yeah.
What you are taking now, they come in bleeding.
Wow.
Bleeding. So you get in, or someone who has already lost a lot of blood, looking paper white.
Wow.
When you go in, and you can't have it in the eye. Then it looks like and because of the fibroid and because of the, but at the word go, seek the right treatment.
Yeah. You know, I think it's the fear of surgery, that have people scared. But most of it, but you know, that's why I think it's important for us to have these conversations. And I also know a lot of people that have fibroids that have gone on social media to create awareness.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. Yes, a lot of women have it. It's not a death sentence. All you need to do, sometimes you don't even need to do anything like me. All you need to do is just go and be checking once in a while. They ask you simple questions. Oh, do you want to give birth soon? Are you okay? Simple questions like that. They'll not tell you something's happening to you. So, no. Calm down. Yeah.
Adina is one example of that.
Yeah.
The musician.
The lady
Adina.
mentioned, said, I watched a video and because of what she said, I said, no, I also can remove mine.
And it was a very great initiative by her to take it upon herself to throw more light, educate people on that, because I saw some of her videos and I was enlightened because I mean, it's not written on anybody's face.
At all.
You don't get to see it. You don't, unless you are the one experiencing it, you don't know what is going on with you. So it's a great one.
Right.
Thank you so much
anyway,
for
I want to
joining
thank
us.
you so much,
Rachel
Hesemate, 2023 Best Practicing Midwife of Greater Accra region, and we've been having a conversation on uterine fibroids. I mean, this is for us to create awareness as usual. So if you're out there and you feel like you probably have some of the symptoms that we talked about, go out there and then check yourself. You can just walk into a lab and then, how much is it? Less than 100 sometimes. You can just do that scan and check yourself. And if you already have it, it's important for you to see a gynae or obstetrician and have these conversations. Sometimes it's nothing. It's not always that it has to lead you to surgery. And surgery too is not a death sentence. It's about helping you. And I hope you enjoyed this conversation because we did. Jifa, did you enjoy it?
Of course, most definitely. And as I said, my takeaway was the fact that even if you don't have fibroids, if you are asymptomatic, because until you check, you are never too sure. And you can never be too careful. It's better you go and get it checked to be sure that you don't have it, rather than sitting, not knowing what's actually going on with your body, and then boom, you have the symptoms and then they tell you that you are diagnosed of fibroid. And like Chris said, it is not a death sentence. We all fall sick. Take it as though you have malaria, you are going to the hospital for treatment. If you need to go undergo surgery, do not let anybody tell you that surgery is scary, you go into the theater and you won't come back. I mean, it happens, but it's not a death sentence, as she said. People pass away in the surgery process, not because they came to have fibroids removed, but because of the medications maybe they were taking before coming to the hospital. So let's all do right by ourselves and then go to the hospital as often as we can. Even if you have a headache, be like Chris, go to the hospital and save yourself the stress.
Yes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the show because we did. And remember that next week we'll be coming to you right here with more. My name is Chris Carter.
And my name is Jifa Kedi. Do have a great and lovely weekend. See you same time next week, Saturday. Bye-bye.